Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today, we're going to do a real deep dive into the kind of wild world of AI-generated code.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it really feels like we're living in the future, right? You can just talk an entire application into existence.
Exactly. You see posts like this all over social media. This whole idea of vibe coding an entire company in a single weekend. And this quote just nails that feeling, doesn't it? The AI isn't just helping anymore. It's the one doing the building, turning a conversation into a real product in, like, minutes.
I mean, the promise is just incredible.
It is. It really is. But, and this is a big but, this is also where the dream can get a little scary. Because when you're moving that fast, just going on a vibe, security can get left in the dust. And that's when things can go very, very wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not just talking hypothetically here. We've seen some actual horror stories pop up, and they are a massive reality check. They show you exactly what happens when all that excitement crashes into the cold, hard facts of cybersecurity, especially for people who are brilliant founders but maybe don't have that deep security background. Okay, so let's start with this first one. The whole thing went down in just 2 days. A founder, not a technical person, launches a new software-as-a-service app all built with AI, and day one, they're getting paying customers. It's the dream. But by that same afternoon, attackers are already messing with the database. By day two, it's a total meltdown, and the app is toast. The founder had to pull the plug on the whole thing and admit they pushed insecure code. Wow, the whole thing collapsing in 48 hours. But that's gotta be a fluke, right? A one-off? You would really hope so, but nope. This next story might actually be even more chilling. An AI assistant over at a company called Replit totally misunderstood what a user was asking it to do. And because it wasn't operating in a sandbox, a safe little playground to test things, it ran destructive commands right on the live production database. Wiped it. The whole thing. Poof.
Okay, so the risk isn't just about the app breaking or data getting deleted, it's about people's private information getting out there. You got it. That's the other side of the coin. In this case, another app that was vibe-coded together just used the default security setting for its data storage. The AI didn't lock it down, so it left this bucket of data completely open. And that exposed sensitive user PII, your personally identifiable information, plus photos and private messages, just out there for anyone to see.
That is amazing. It's wild how often these giant breaches boil down to something so simple, like not changing a default setting. You have absolutely hit the nail on the head. The simplest things can cause the biggest disasters. Here's another one. A developer using an AI assistant accidentally exposed an entire waitlist of users right there in the website's front-end code. Literally anyone who knew how to open the developer tools in their web browser could see all the sign-up data. A massive privacy breach from one tiny AI-assisted mistake. So these stories are, they're terrifying. But what's actually happening here? Is the AI just making these same old classic coding mistakes like SQL injection that we've been dealing with for 20 years?
That is the perfect question. And the answer is sort of yes, but also no. It's partly that, but we're also seeing a whole new category of security flaws that are completely unique to AI.
So let's start with a really wild one called hallucinating dependencies. This is where an AI just confidently invents a name for a software package, a package that doesn't actually exist. Attackers are watching for this. They see the AI recommend the fake package, they go register that name, and they upload malware to it. So when a developer follows the AI's advice, bam, they just installed malware. One real-world example of this got over 30,000 installs. Yeah, and this slide really lays out the new landscape. On the left, you've got the classics, but on the right, this is the new stuff. We just talked about hallucinating dependencies. Then you've got the people pleaser bias. I love this name. It means the AI wants to be helpful so badly that it'll just give you insecure code rather than say, I don't know how to do that securely. And finally, knowledge cutoff. This one's huge. The AI's training data has a hard stop date, so it's completely blind to any security vulnerabilities discovered after that point. Wow, okay, so with all these new weird risks, should developers just be afraid to even use these tools? No, not at all. It's not about being scared. It's about being smart. It just means we need a whole new playbook. We need an approach that is secure by design from the very first step. And the first chapter in that playbook is something called context engineering. The AI has what's called a context window. It can only see a small bit of your code at a time. So, your job is to be a great editor for the AI. You retrieve only the code it absolutely needs. You reduce all the noise and junk. You reorder your request to put the important security rules right up front so it can't be missed. You budget the context to keep it focused.
and you record what you sent it, just so you can check for any tampering later on.
Okay, so looking at this, the difference is just, it's night and day. The bad prompt is basically useless, and the secure one is an actual specific instruction. Exactly! And that is prompt engineering in a nutshell. A bad prompt is lazy. Create a user login function. A secure prompt acts like a good project manager. It spells out the security requirements right in the request. You're basically forcing the AI to build it securely from the ground up.
Okay, so finally, you take that secure mindset and you combine it with the right tools. You need AI-native coding environments, or IDEs. You absolutely need SAST tools that scan for vulnerabilities as you type. A really key new piece is a protocol called MCP. Think of it like the USB-C for AI. It lets all your different security tools talk to each other automatically. You also need an AI bill of materials, they call it an AI bomb, to track all the AI parts you're using, and of course, you still have to do all your traditional testing. It's about building a safety net directly into how you work.
So you need a new playbook and a new tool set. That makes a lot of sense.
Right, but here's the kicker. Even with the best playbook and the best tools in the world, you're only halfway there. The biggest change you have to make isn't technical at all. It's all about a shift in your mindset.
Trust, but verify. I love that. So simple.
It's everything. Honestly, if there is one single thing to take away from our chat today, it's this quote. Treat every single piece of code the AI gives you like a pull request from a brand new junior developer on their first day. They might be a genius, it might be brilliant code, but you would never just approve it without looking, right? It needs a mandatory, thoughtful human review, no exceptions. At the end of the day, you, the human, are still responsible.
And that really just leads to the final question for everyone out there. Is AI your co-pilot, or are you its pilot?
That's it right there. The horror stories happen when we let the AI fly the plane. But when you take the controls with the right skills, the right tools, and that trust but verify mindset, that's when you can turn this technology into an absolutely massive force multiplier.
And on that note, what a perfect place to wrap things up. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.
Absolutely. Until next time, stay curious, keep those questions coming, and please keep building securely.